It's 100% normal to feel lost and confused when you're suddenly unable to participate in your sport. You know, when you're an athlete and your sport plays a significant role in your life, oftentimes your sport has become your touchstone. It becomes the thing that you revolve all your other decisions around. When that touchstone is suddenly not there, it can feel very disorienting to figure out who you are and what to do and even how to spend your time.
Welcome to the Injured Athletes Club podcast, the show that helps athletes cope with sports injuries and bounce back stronger. I'm journalist Cindy Kuzma.
And I'm mental skills coach Carrie Jackson. We're sorry you're here, but we're glad you're with us.
This week, Carrie is going to use her expertise in mental performance and injury recovery to answer another question from one of you, our listeners and club members out there. But before we get to that, we wanted to share just one other resource we have with you. You're going to hear Coach Carrie talk today a little bit about how to make the recovery process more fun. And one of the ways you can do that is buy yourself just a little something special. We have an Injured Athletes Club shop where we have merchandise on offer, everything from a hoodie that says obstacles to opportunities to journals where you can do some of your rebound exercises, stickers, patches, hats, just some things that can make you feel like a true member of the club and brighten your day just a little bit. So that is at injuredathletesclub.com/shop. Check it out if you are needing just a little lift.
We also want to give a big shout out and thank you to our exclusive sponsor for the season, Lever Movement. They're the creators of the Lever System, an innovative way to reduce your body weight while exercising on a treadmill. These guys are amazing. If you want to know more about that system and just check it out and see if it's for you, you should absolutely head over to buymeacoffee.com/rebound and go over to the extras. And there's a free recording there where you can check out the Lever System and see if that is something that would work for you.
And that recording is called the Injured Athletes Club Recovery Summit, the Athletes Toolkit. And you can check that out for free on that site today. So with that, let's get on to this week's question. And this is from athlete Ava. Coach Carrie, Ava says, I tore my ACL last April. It's been very challenging. Do you have any ideas on how to make the recovery process fun? Also, why do I feel so lost and confused without my sport? What should I do with this feeling?
Oh, Ava, thank you so much for your question. I'm actually going to answer the lost part first, and then go to the fun part. So it's 100% normal to feel lost and confused when you're suddenly unable to participate in your sport. You know, when you're an athlete and your sport plays a significant role in your life, oftentimes your sport has become your touchstone. It becomes the thing that you revolve all your other decisions around. When that touchstone is suddenly not there, it can feel very disorienting to figure out who you are and what to do and even how to spend your time. So it's really normal for it to feel a little disorienting and to feel a little bit lost during that process. When your sport becomes part of your identity and that part of you feels like it's no longer there, it's going to leave you feeling a little lost. It can be scary and overwhelming, but it can also present an opportunity to find new coping skills and explore who you are outside of your sport as well. One of the things we talk about in our book Rebound is the idea that you are still an athlete and your recovery is now your sport. So all of that dedication, drive, and commitment you had towards your sport now needs to be directed towards your physical and psychological healing and recovery. You're still an athlete, and this just happens to be where you are on your athletic journey. And, you know, one of the most important things you can do with those feelings that you have is to actually allow yourself to feel them. So don't hide from them. Don't shove them down. Don't try and beat them into submission. Just feel them. A great way to help yourself process those feelings is to write them down and write about the feelings that you are experiencing. You could grab a notebook, a journal, a piece of scratch paper, set a timer for 20 minutes, and just write anything and everything you can about feeling lost and confused. It's a really powerful way to be able to process those emotions and kind of work through them and look at them instead of look away from them in a place that you're creating space for it. and a safe space for it. And it doesn't even matter what you do with that journal entry or that scratch paper after you write it. The gain you get is in the process of writing it. We really, really highly recommend journaling as part of your recovery process. And in terms of making your recovery process fun, I have a few different tips. The first is to talk to your physio or your PT about changing up your regular PT exercises, and also seeing if there are any new exercises that you're ready for, right? Like I know a lot of you out there can identify with like the tediousness and the boredom that can come when you have a long recovery process and you're doing the same exercises over and over. But a lot of people don't think to ask, like, is there another exercise we can do that works the same thing? Or am I ready for something else? And the reason that's so important is changing up the routine helps because the human brain likes novelty. Novelty activates the pleasure center of the brain and releases dopamine. And dopamine makes you feel happy, right? So feeling happy while doing rehab is a very important thing. Think of creative ways that you can add some novelty into your routine. Any way that you can add any kind of novelty, like creating a new playlist, doing it in another location, whatever you can do to change things up can be really helpful. It's also helpful to set specific goals during rehab. It helps you engage your athlete mindset to have things that you are working to achieve. So work with your physio or your PT or your coach to set specific rehab goals with clear milestones that you're striving for and can then celebrate when you hit them. So having those points that you get to celebrate, that can feel really motivating and fun as well. You can also set goals for working on other parts of your performance or goals for developing other parts of your identity and finding things that you enjoy, which can be a really fun part of the process also. And the last one, sometimes people really enjoy having a goal buddy. So someone that you check in with that's also working towards their own goals. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an injured athlete. That's up to you, right? But someone that you're both supporting each other and checking in with each other and holding each other accountable and supporting each other through that process, so that you have someone that you get to talk to about whatever it was. And that's also a great way to process emotions too with your goal buddy. So hopefully that gives you a few different ideas. I think owning it too, like, one of the reasons we created all this great Injured Athletes merch for the Injured Athletes Club is that we got some requests for it actually for a while. And I think that the pull there was like, and this might not be true for everyone and that's okay, but for some people, they really wanted to identify with like, I am in the club and I'm working my butt off to get out of the club, but I'm still in the club, right? Like, and what kind of wanted to represent that, wanted people to see like, this is what I'm about right now. And so sometimes doing something like that for yourself, getting some kind of workout gear or PT gear that has the inspirational message on it that's meaningful to you, whatever that is, I think that can be really fun also.
So many great ideas, Coach Carrie. Thank you so much. And some of what you were just talking about reminds me of our recent guest, Mia Lazarevich, who set a couple different goals, including to write a book, which might not be everyone's goal during their rehab, but that was one of her goals. But she then also set a goal to run a track race. And then we were talking after we recorded and she was thinking about a goal of a pull-up contest, because her injuries to her legs. So she's like, what are some new exciting ways I can push my body? So I love that idea of setting goals both within sport and outside of it. So thank you, Coach Carrie, so much for your insightful answer as always. And Ava, thank you so much for your question. We are very glad you're a part of the club. And hey, if you want to pick up some gear to show you're glad you're a part of the club too, we don't mind that. Thank you so much also to Jeremy Nussel for editing this episode and every single episode of the show. And of course, a huge thank you to our sponsor, Lever Movement, for making the show possible. Again, click through the show notes to learn more about that. We'll link to the video we mentioned too. If you have a question for Coach Carrie and you want to submit it on an upcoming episode, you can email us at hello@injuredathletesclub.com, visit our Facebook page, or join our Facebook group, also called the Injured Athletes Club. And by the way, that group is a fantastic source of support, also can make things a little bit more fun and feel like a community sometimes. You'll just find all kinds of support and advice from people who really get it. So you'll get links to everything I mentioned here on our website, injuredathletesclub.com. Thanks so much, and we'll see you there.